Thank you, Manisha. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th Young Scientific Conference on Multidisciplinary Research 2024. Before we move on, I extend my heartiest welcome to our keynote speaker, Professor I.A. Dharmadasa, the champion of the NIFS, Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗶𝗀𝗏, the director of the NIFS, Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗥, and the secretary of the NIFS, I would also like to warmly welcome the dedicated scientists, academic and non-academic staff of the NIFS and all the presenters who are joining us from across the world. The 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗥 2024 serves as a platform that highlights the hard work and dedication from researchers committed to advancing knowledge across multiple disciplines. Its peers proudly features 5 related areas: biological sciences, chemical sciences, business sciences, computer, statistical and mathematical sciences, and social sciences, with an impressive representation of over 100 abstracts. To all the presenters participating in this conference, congratulations on your remarkable contribution to this platform. Thank you once again for being part of this momentous gathering. I wish you all an inspiring and engaging conference again. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. And now I would like to invite Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗥, Acting Director of the National Institute of Government Statistics.
Good morning, everyone. President Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗥, the chairman of the Emeritus Professor, and Professor Dharmadasa, keynote speaker. The conference is going from UK as a person, and Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗥, our secretary, as a committee conference. The scientists and staff, I welcome you all to the scientists conference for multidisciplinary research project. Also, it is, I would say, that is the National Day of Science. So it is very timely that we have this conference to represent the National Day of Science. In fact, it's a great honor to me to host this conference as the acting director of the Emeritus. Special thanks to the organizing committee of this conference for their hard work for the setup of the conference. This year marks the 6th edition of this conference. It's a key milestone. And also, I have to mention here that today's event is virtual, with over 100 researchers from around the world, making a global event of this conference. And the theme of the conference of this year is the collaborative research for achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Usually, collaborative research brings together the diverse expertise and resources, enabling innovative solutions to address the complex challenges. In today's conference context, it is the SDG goal, and also by working together across borders and disciplines, collaborative research can accelerate progress towards achieving the SDGs, creating scalable, sustainable solutions for global challenges. As you all know, multidisciplinary research, it is emphasized in this conference, is crucial in addressing global challenges by integrating diverse perspectives and expertise to adapt to an ever-changing world. Besides, combining fields like biology, physics, chemistry, social sciences, mathematics, computer sciences, etc., to groundbreaking solutions, driving innovations and creating meaningful societal achievements. Therefore, I encourage all the participants, especially the young scientists, to engage, share ideas, and make the most of the discussions and take advantages of networking opportunities, especially to build professional relationships. Generally, virtual format of any conference enable global participation and extends the conference's reach. So to use this international networking opportunity to form collaborations that shape future research and careers. Your involvement today contributes to the global research community's growth and the achievements of the SDGs in particular, which is today's theme. And as you all know, every participant plays a crucial role, important role in this conference in advancing scientific knowledge and contributing to world's solutions. So let's maximize this platform for learning, sharing, and building lasting connections. Through collaborative action and research, we can make meaningful impact on global scientific discoveries. So I wish you a fruitful and inspiring conference that sparks new ideas and collaborations. I look forward to inspiring outcomes and new research collaborations, and I wish you all successful and impactful conference. Thank you. I welcome you all for the conference, as well as from this point onwards, I think we can start the conference proceedings. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The chairman of NIFS is joining with us virtually. And now I would like to invite Professor 𝗬𝗬𝗂𝗶𝗀𝗀 to address the gathering.
Good morning to you all. The keynote speaker, Professor Dharmadasa. First of all, let me send my sincere apologies. I was actually prepared to come in person, and unfortunately the bad weather prevented me from coming, as I was advised by the Met department not to travel because it's risky. So anyway, I'll try to do my justice to this great conference organized by the Young Scientists Association at the NIFS, which comprise of postgraduate students, volunteers, and undergraduate students at the NIFS, appearing to me as a dedicated, enthusiastic group running this conference to their 6th year. As I understand, this year's conference successfully received 166 abstracts, of which 112 were selected, and 63 would be oral presentations and 49 presented as speed talks. So let me share my slides right now. Let me share my slides. So as we all know, the theme of this conference is collaborative research for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals, as we all know, was brought in 2015 by 195 nations by agreeing that these goals can change the world for better. This will be accomplished by bringing together their respective governments, businesses, media institutions of higher education, and the local NGOs to improve the lives of people in the country by 2030. And these are these goals, as you would see, 17 in numbers. However, I have to say, in terms of equity, the reality is a bit bitter. Despite spectacular progress in science and technology during the 20th century, as we enter the 21st century, the world is more inequitable than 50 years ago. Disparities in wealth and health within and between nations are widening inexorably, and the rapidly expanding global economy has failed to reduce poverty and improve health for all. This is evidence in terms of both access to health care when it comes to my field and in relation to the health of the people, the whole population. Billions of people live in degrading poverty with little, if any, access to health care. And the Universal Declaration of Human Rights remains an unrealized aspiration for the majority of the world. So this bitter divide, global divide, actually demand us to do more to contribute to the sustainable development goals to achieve national prosperity. Sri Lanka requires innovative R&D contributions to re-establish the economy, which is ailing right now, to ensure national security and for sustainable development in strategically important areas to which the NIFS undoubtedly can contribute. Now, as the theme of the conference suggests, collaborations, the key points of collaborations are interdisciplinary approach. Collaborative research brings together, as Professor 𝗤𝗏𝗏 also mentioned, diverse fields, enhancing the understanding of complex issues related to sustainable development goals, such as climate change, poverty, and health. And in that, the stakeholder involvement, which means involving local communities, governments, NGOs, and private sector, ensure that research addresses real-world challenges and incorporate local knowledge and needs. So research should be for policy impact, products and service development, which is highlighted by the newly elected government. And we have to realize that there are implementation bottlenecks, and breaking those challenges are the duty of not only the politicians or the policy planners, but also the individual scientists as well. And some of these barriers are not just physical, some of them are actually psychological barriers and negative thinking as well. And we have in our system quite innovative research and innovative department in the ministry, strategic collaborations, the NIA, International National Innovation Agencies. So there are structures in places, including 68 research institutions, and it's our duty to try and see how to make a meaningful contribution to make the sustainable development goals a reality for our nation. Now, in that, stakeholder engagement and involvement is very important because it's crucial that all the stakeholders has a say in this. The ethical dimension of stakeholder engagement, that the beneficiaries of research, the wider public, should be part and parcel of these collaborations. It's not just collaborations among scientists, but the people who would benefit the public should also be collaborators in this. Why I say this is benefit of stakeholder engagement are very wide. It makes improved decision making, improved communication, increased understanding and buying in, great understanding and support, and it was very vividly shown during the crisis of organic farming because the public was not engaged or involved. Now, this should happen throughout the research cycle, where we identify a research area, design the study, carry out the research, analyze it, and publish it. And that's the strategy for implementation, including wider public and the other stakeholders, including industry, as collaborators throughout the research cycle, which also should engage policymakers and politicians as well. And that's the missing link and the challenge we will have to take up even at the level of NIFS. Now then, resource sharing is part and parcel of these collaborative efforts. Collaborations allow for pooling resources, financiers, technological and human, maximizing the impact of efficiency in research efforts. Innovative solutions, working together, foster creativity and innovation, leading to the development of sustainable technologies and practices that can effectively address the sustainable goal challenges. So it's not just the laboratory techniques, few people working within silos is important. It's true collaboration through cross-cutting efforts. And capacity building is part of collaborative research, enhancing skills and knowledge among participants, particularly in developing regions, empowering communities to take action towards achieving the SDGs goals. Global partnerships, again, as Professor 𝗬𝗬𝗂𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧 highlighted, is important. Collaboration fosters international cooperation, essential for addressing global challenges that can transcend borders and require coordinated action. Therefore, the data sharing is very important. Collaborative efforts facilitate the sharing of data, not only locally and globally, and best practices, allowing for more comprehensive analysis and informed decision-making in policy and practice. However, I have to tell you, the data sharing has to be ethical. Ethical data sharing is very important, and it's also important in biobanking research in health. And actually, I was fortunate to lead one of the conferences organized by the Global Forum of Bioethics in 2018, where members, all of us got together and we decided that the data belongs to where it is collected. It can be shared ethically, but the ownership comes to us. If we do any research, make sure that we own the data, but we share them ethically. And this the regional contribution to that decision making, which is historical. And monitoring and evaluation is also important. Joint initiatives can establish more effective frameworks for tracking progress towards the goals, ensuring accountability and transparency in efforts. Remember, the accountability and transparency is not only the responsibility of politicians, it's the responsibility of the researchers as well. And long-term sustainability is very important. Collaborative research promotes sustainable development by building networks and relationships that endure beyond individual projects, ensuring ongoing commitment to SDGs goals. So therefore, I would like to conclude by saying all efforts should be for people's benefit. This is something I wrote in 2020, and I believe it still stands as true and more true for now with the new efforts in developing, making sure science and technology makes a contribution to sustainable development in our team. In that sense, these multidisciplinary teams should consist of having professionals in different areas within the same group. It sounds complicated to achieve, but it is one of the many reasons why teamwork is important in place. So a good team would consist of visionaries, activists, theoreticians, and pragmatics. It will be very rare for one or two people to have all these qualities. So therefore, we need teams collaborating with true collaborative spirits. And policy influence is, as I told before, should be the ultimate goal in research collaborations, creating a stronger voice for evidence-based policies, influencing governments and organizations to prioritize SDGs goals. I want to share with you these final slides. Now look at this slide. It's chaos, no teamwork. Still they are trying. It takes a long time to get to their task. All done, but it has not taken off the ground. It's utter chaos. This is not teamwork. Okay, finally it got through. But now see the difference in this one. Organized, true collaboration, true teamwork. They are ready even before the task is given to them. Job done in no time. So final slides. And therefore, all our efforts, the collaborative, work should have impact. Impact is defined as an effect on the change or benefit to the economy, more important in the today's context, the society, the culture, the public policy or services, health and environment, or quality of life beyond academia. And I'm not going to go through all these. Academic impact is only one domain, and there are many other domains for public good and people's benefit. It's very important. If you want to read further on this subject, please note down this reference. You can learn a lot. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I really regret that I couldn't come. That was totally beyond my control. And I'm very much looking forward to participate throughout the sessions, and particularly listening to the keynote of my 20 years old good friend, Professor Dharmadasa. And I would very much like to thank the organizing committee for doing this excellent job for the 6th year. And the points I made highlight the importance of collaborative research, and I have no doubt this year's conference is going to offer very stimulating presentations and discussions. Please take everything possible away from this conference and determine to be leading scientists, not only for our nation, but for the whole globe. Knowledge is for people's benefit, and it will not have boundaries. I would once again like to thank the organizing committee for asking me to share my thoughts. I would also congratulate the organizing committee for their spirits and courage shown in holding this event. And thank you all the colleagues at the NIFS who contributed to making this a success. Finally, once again, my regret I couldn't be there, but technology has made a difference that I am with you. All the very best for the whole day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the informative addressing, sir. We would also like to thank the former director, Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏, for his presence today to make this event a success. And now I would like to invite on stage Professor 𝗤𝗏𝗶𝗀𝗏 to introduce the keynote speaker, Professor Dharmadasa.
Thank you. Professor Dharmadasa is a senior staff grade professor and had expertise in electronic materials and sensors at Sheffield Hallam University. He graduated from the University of 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗏 and then completed his PhD in 1980 from the University of Durham, UK. After working at the University of 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗏 as a lecturer, he returned to the UK in 1984 due to his interest in solar energy conversion. Since then, he worked in the University College Cardiff and Sheffield Hallam University. During his 31 years of service at the Sheffield Hallam University, he supervised 29 PhD projects, 14 years of postdoctoral work, and published 6 GB papers, Great Britain papers, and 260 scientific articles, and 2 books on solar energy. He has also been actively promoting renewables and has designed, piloted, monitored, and now replicated the Solar Village project in Sri Lanka. He is one of the 2 founding members of the South Asia Renewable Energy Program, which has now become an international program for the promotion of renewables. So with that brief introduction, I would like to call upon Professor Dharmadasa to deliver the keynote speech. Professor Dharmadasa.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for the organizing committee of Young Scientists Association for inviting me for this lecture. My lecture today is on solar villages for sustainable development, reduction of poverty, and climate action. This is the outline of my presentation today. I will talk about the background to the project, then the solar village concept, activities taking place in solar villages, benefits and impacts, and the replication plans. So, solar villages for sustainable development, this is the background. We started with the public understanding of science work in early 1990s. Now this work led to a higher education lead program funded by the DFID in the UK, managed by the British Council and coordinated by myself. As a result, the solar village project was designed, piloted and monitored for success. Now this project is ready for wide replication phase. So what happens in a solar village? A solar village consists of a cluster of villages with about 1,000 inhabitants. The first step we do is establish a wealth creation method for that community. We cannot reduce poverty without establishing a wealth creation method. So there are three methods we have used today, but we can always come up with new ideas. The first thing we did was solar water pumping to provide clean water for drinking and other activities. So the participants pay the water bills, and that is how you create wealth. In the past, people were using all that money to buy expensive diesel. Now, with solar water pumping, you save that funding, all the collection for the community. The second method we use, we install a solar roof and connect it to the national grid and receive a payment from CEB monthly or quarterly. So that is the wealth creation method. The third method is solar water pumping for drip irrigation or for normal irrigation for food production. The people who participate contributes to the VDC account. So that is the wealth creation method. So we have used these three methods. In the future, we can introduce new methods as well. The second method is we form a VDC, Village Development Committee, with 50% female members to manage these funds with full transparency and to use in various development projects. We insist to have 50% female members. When we have female members, then the work the community is doing is very well organized and doesn't go in the wrong direction. So what do? With this funding, we enhance education within the community. We use some of these funds to develop nursery, primary school, the library and scholarships, etc. So the main point is enhancing education. The second thing is we improve environment by tree planting, beekeeping, organic farming, Shramadhan for repairing roads, etc. So that way we improve the environment in that community. The third part is we contribute to the climate actions by using solar energy, reducing carbon dioxide emissions, and reabsorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis by increased vegetation, tree planting. So this project plant the seed of the solar village and empower the community, and the community grow into a successful solar village. So that is the concept of the solar village. Let me summarize the concept of the solar village. This is very important. The technical name of the solar village is 𝗤𝗄𝗏. CARE stands for Centers for Application of Renewable Energy Sources. It's a very nice acronym, CARE, but Solar Village is easy to use, easy to understand for general public. So we use Solar Village throughout this program. One aim is promoting renewables in this program. The first step is to identify a method to create income for a selected community. This is a solar solution we select. The second step is to establish a village development committee to manage the revenue in a fully transparent way for their own development. The third step is to introduce new development projects for job creation and to empower the whole community. By applying various ideas and guidance, the community will rapidly develop with their own efforts. Now, this is the official opening of the Solar Village program in 2008. We started 𝗬𝗬𝗀𝗂𝗂 primary school, where the government was planning to close it. So that is how we started the first Solar Village. What are the benefits and impacts of the solar villages? Now, if we take one by one, provision of clean water supply to the community throughout the year. These areas suffer from lack of drinking water during the dry season. During August, people have no clean water. They have to go sometimes a couple of kilometers to fetch clean water. Reduction of noise and air pollution from diesel engines, reducing carbon dioxide emission, providing solution for climate change and global warming. So we replaced diesel water pumping by solar water pumping. So these are the benefits. Now, the school and the temple receiving free water supply from the system. I am mainly talking about the benefits during the first solar village. Solar powered water pumping converts sunlight into real wealth, reducing country's fossil fuel import bill. That's another benefit to the whole country. Funding various development projects within the community, such as contributing to school building, the expansion of the solar panel system by adding more panels. So we can expand these projects. In fact, this was the school. This was in fact built by the villagers through Ramadana about 60 years ago. It was running without water and electricity. Teachers didn't want to go there, and the student numbers went down to 20. That is how the government decided to close it. But we started the project because we wanted to save this school. So, in this school, teachers not wanting to leave now after the project, after starting the project, it has water, electricity, few computers, and teachers do not want to leave this severely difficult school now, and they are working enthusiastically with parents and teachers to develop this school. Now, this school was earmarked for project in 2007, is now thriving, becoming the second out of 186 primary schools in Marble Zone during 2023 from Year 5 scholarship results. Let me talk about the third solar village, the benefits we have seen. This is in 𝗬𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗂. This is the solar roof we have connected, 7 kilowatt solar roof connected to the national grid. It brings income to the community. So this empowered community coming together to help themselves through voluntary work and creating care scholarships for children within the community. So that is the important. If there is somebody who cannot go through because of economic problems, they can support within the community itself. The environment becoming more green and pleasant due to tree planting projects, country becoming a green carpet. This is very important to attract tourists. Reduce alcoholism and crime due to the involvement in development projects, reducing idle time, because when people work together as a team, people don't go into those wrong activities. Children from the solar villages receiving scholarships and motivation certificates plus education packs. Every year we have meetings and we go with the education packs and we encourage children. In fact, we arrange 3 scholarships to the first solar village and 2 scholarships to the third solar village through APSL, because these children from young age, they get about 5,000 rupees per month until they go to the university. So it is a wonderful benefit for children. This project fulfills 14 out of 17 UN SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, providing primary education, empowering rural communities, establishing environmental sustainability, reduction of poverty, etc. So it's a wonderful project. It serves the whole community we select. Replication of solar villages in Sri Lanka. We have already established 5 solar villages in Sri Lanka. These are the 5 solar villages. These are how the donations came. These are from personal donations. 𝗏𝗏 was done with PSL and 𝗬𝗏 joint funding. 𝗬𝗏 was APSL and Foundation of Goodness that came together and completed. And 𝗏𝗏 was personally funded to celebrate the 25th anniversary of 𝗬𝗏 charity. It took about 15 years to do these 5 solar villages. There are a lot of things to learn when you go to the community with new technology. In the technology society interface, there are a lot of issues. So we learn a lot by doing this. Now, economic developments we have seen in these villages are very impressive. What are the new solar villages under construction? Now, after that experience, after that wealth of knowledge, this year we are doing 4 solar villages in parallel. The 𝗏𝗏 solar village, we raised funding through APSL. In fact, we installed these solar roofs only about a week ago on 10th of November. This month. 𝗬𝗏, it is funded by a UK family. 𝗬𝗏, it is funded by 𝗬𝗏 Renewable Energy Foundation. And 𝗏𝗏 is very kindly 𝗬𝗏 company, Region Renewables, donated a 5 kilowatt solar roof with my request. And we are working with NSF and the Sarvodaya to install the solar roof and develop that very poor community. So you can see that there are so many charities coming together. There is a new charity coming here, 𝗬𝗏 Renewable Energy Foundation in UK, and NSF, Sarvodaya are working together to develop our villages. This is a wonderful method because people see the benefits of this project and they get together to develop our villages. Sri Lanka has about 14,000 𝗏𝗏 areas. These are mainly villages. Sri Lankan people about 80% of Sri Lankan people live in rural areas. So if we develop these areas, we can develop the whole country. Please remember, this project is not only for villages. We can expand this to urban area. We can modify this project according to the requirement of the community we select. So the villages and sustainable development. And you can see most of you are young scientists. You are familiar with these 17 SDGs. And in fact, within this project, we cover 14 out of these 17 SDGs. Within this project is a beautiful project to develop people. What are the difficulties encountered during this? I myself started this promotional work from 1992. It's about 33 years ago, and we saw difficulties during this project. Now, when we do this project, selecting sites and formation of VDCs is a problem in some areas. Especially, we tried to select one in 𝗏 area, but it was very difficult due to local politics. But now we have a local volunteers, group of local volunteers, so we can do it now much easily. Effective communication is a barrier. Because we go to rural areas, telephoning is difficult. So that is one difficulty we have seen. Again, when we have established a very good network within the country. With the help of this network, now we can easily find the sites. We saw some resistance from CEB as well. When I started, CEB was always supporting the imported fossil fuel, and they were not interested in publicizing renewables. But obviously, after these 2-3 decades, things have changed. People are learning the benefits, and this resistance is now gradually reducing, which is a very good sign. I think we all are working to develop the country, and our import bill is huge for fossil fuel. All these energy problems in Asian countries, not only on Sri Lanka, is mainly because we depend on imported fossil fuel. So what we have to do is, we have to rapidly introduce indigenous energy sources, renewable energy sources. We are blessed with a lot of energy sources, hydroelectricity, solar, wind, biomass, biogas. These are the technology mix we can use to develop our country. We must reduce our import bill because there are billions going out of the country. Unfortunately, country is currently covered with a cloud of corruption. We also try to educate our communities. You may have seen in the BBC, we have 50% female members. And we encourage them to work in a fully transparent way to manage those funding and develop the activities. If they work together, they can develop very fast with this project. This is again the summary. Existing and forthcoming solar villages. I mentioned about existing 5 solar villages, and also after 15 years of experience, we are now in parallel this year developing these 4. In the future, we are going to increase these numbers very rapidly. Hopefully, we can get the support from the new government, and we can expand this project throughout the country to develop every inch of the country. We have a beautiful island. You may have heard 2 weeks ago in United Kingdom, there was a competition among tourist companies and they selected Sri Lanka as the most beautiful island. Please remember, if we convert this into a green and lush renewable energy island, this will be a magnet for tourists. So it will be a very good income source for Sri Lanka. So this is my thank you slide. What I have to say is, harvest the sun. This is our sun. To save the planet. This is our beautiful planet. Help the poor and secure our future. Those are very important words, and your contributions are welcome and highly appreciated. Please remember, we are individual people. Individuals can't do it, but when we get together, we can do it. So, thank you very much. And I will go for the second. There are two short videos. I will just play only one video here. You can always watch that one. This is about 4 minutes. This is only 2 minutes. I will just play this and then stop my presentation. Thank you very much.
ලංකාවේ පළමු සූර්ය ගමනායතන වෛද්‍ය පළාතේ ගල්ගමුව කඳුල්ලව ග්‍රාමයේ ආරම්භ වූයේ 1990 දශකයේ සම්පූර්ණ කරන ලද බ්‍රිතාන්‍ය සමග මගින් උපකාර ලද උසස් අධ්‍යාපන සමගි වැඩසටහනයි. එම ග්‍රාමයේ ඉපිද මූලික අධ්‍යාපනය ලැබ දැනට එක්සත් රාජධානියේ වාසය කරන සම්මානීය මහාචාර්ය අයියන් ධර්මදාස මහතාගේ සංකල්පයක් මත ක්‍රියාත්මක වන සූර්ය ගම්මාන වැඩසටහනේ නිර්ම ව්‍යාපෘතිය මෙම ග්‍රාමයෙන් ආරම්භ කරනු ලැබුවා. එමගින් එම ග්‍රාමයේ වසා ගැනීමට තීරණය කර තිබූ ඉතා දුෂ්කර ප්‍රාථමික පාසල මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතිය නිසා නැවත පණ ගැනීමට සමත් වුණා. මේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් ලෙස මෙම පාසල පස්වන ශ්‍රේණියේ ශිෂ්‍යත්ව විභාග ප්‍රතිඵලවලින් මහා කලාපයේ ප්‍රාථමික විභාග 186ක් අතරින් 2023 වසරේ දෙවැනි ස්ථානය ලබා ගැනීමට සමත් තිබෙනවා. මේ මොනවාද මේ විදිහට මෙවැනි සූර්ය ගම්මාන ව්‍යාපෘති 5 අවසන් කර තිබෙනවා. ඒ අනුව කඳුගම, පොල්මුඩේ, නොච්චිය, උදේනගර සහ මොණරාගල යන ගම්මානවල දැනටමත් මෙම ව්‍යාපෘති ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා. මෙම ව්‍යාපෘති මගින් ඒ ගම්වලට ලැබෙන ප්‍රතිලාභ ඉතා විශාලයි. සූර්ය පැනල භාවිතයෙන් විදුලි නිර්මාණ, ජලය පොම්ප කිරීම සහ පිරිසිදු කිරීම මගින් ලබා ගන්නා ආදායම භාවිතයෙන් ගම්වල විශාල ප්‍රගතියක් දක්නට ලැබීම මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතියේ ප්‍රධාන ලක්ෂණයක්. ලැබෙන ආදායම පූර්ණ විවිධතාවයෙන් යුතුව නොයෙක් සංවර්ධන කටයුතු සඳහා යෙදෙන්නේ ගම් දියුණු කිරීම මෙන්න අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. ගම්හි පෙර පාසල, ප්‍රාථමික පාසල හා පුස්තකාලය දියුණු කර ගැනීම, දස් වැඩිවීම, දී සිපාලනය සහ කාබනික වගා ආදීන්ගේ පරිසරයේ දියුණු කර ගැනීම ප්‍රධාන අරමුණු අතර මෙම ව්‍යාපෘතිය සීඝ්‍ර ව්‍යාප්ත කිරීම සඳහා මේ වෙනකොට තවත් ව්‍යාපෘති 4ක් සැලසුම් කරමින් පවතිනවා. නැගියාව, සෝවිතගම, පානම සහ තවගහ පොත්ත පුත්තලම ගම්මාන මේ සඳහා දැනටම හොරාගෙන තිබෙනවා. මේ සියලු ව්‍යාපෘති සඳහා මූල්‍ය අනුග්‍රහය ලැබෙන්නේ පරිවිද්‍යාශීලී දානපතියන් එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ශ්‍රී ලාංකීය පොලිටිකයන්ගේ සංගමය එලසරණ සංවිධානය සහ NIFS-YSA පදනම වැනි ආයතන මගින්. මෙම ව්‍යාපෘති මගින් පිරසාර සංවර්ධනය, දුප්පත්කම දුරවීම සහ දේශගුණික විපදරස මගින් සිදුවන හානි අවම කිරීම අපේක්ෂා කරනවා. මේ සඳහා ඔබගේ නොමසුරු දායකත්වය අපි සැම අපේක්ෂා කරනවා.
Thank you very much for the insightful addressing, sir. Next, I would like to invite the Editor-in-Chief of the YCMR Conference, Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗂𝗂𝗏, to address the gathering.
Very good morning to everyone. Honorable Chairman, Professor 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗏𝗂, Acting Director, Professor 𝗬𝗦𝗖𝗠𝗏𝗏, Secretary to the NIFS, Mrs. Shiromani, former Director, Professor 𝗬𝗂𝗀𝗏𝗂𝗏, respected scientists and ladies and gentlemen, and on this important occasion, I would like to share a few of my thoughts about this conference and my role played during the preparation of the proceedings. Actually, I congratulate the Young Scientists Forum of NIFS for their dedicated effort to continue this conference for the 6th consecutive year. So in these slides, you can see how the activities of this work is continue to grow. Okay, so I have purposefully put this blooming lotus flower, which symbolizes hopefulness, strength, and resilience. So actually, this reflects the strength shown by the Young Scientists Association, taking this initiative every year to continue for the last 6 years. So in this conference, my role is as shown in this picture, rendering a helping hand for the young scientists, because apart from doing research and development, we are also mandated to train future scientists. So we senior research staff are supposed to train the future generation in carrying out various different activities related to research and development in this country. So I have given my guidance for pre-planning, guidance for conference preparation, pre-conference webinars, and guidance for keynote speaker selection, as well as guidance for submission, reviewing process, accept or reject decisions. All these things, they every now and then came to me and got my guidance to make preparation of this conference smooth. So this year we are conducting the conference under 5 different conference tracks: biological sciences, chemical sciences, physical sciences, social sciences, computer, statistics, and mathematical sciences. Actually, I will show you in the next slide, our submissions are gradually increasing, our conference becoming one of the most important conference among the local Sri Lankan researchers, especially young postgraduate students. And this year, compared to last year, it has increased. We received 166 submissions, and submissions were evaluated by at least 2 reviewers. And we have paid attention to the following. The first item is novelty. Second thing is accuracy of the abstract structure. And thirdly, we also paid attention to the total word count, keywords, etc. So this statistic shows that we received 166 submissions, and out of the 166, 30 were rejected at the desk level, and 9 were rejected after the peer review process. Only 127 were accepted for publication. So under the different subtracks, Biological sciences dominated 54. Chemical sciences came second, 33. Physical sciences, the third, 15. Computer science, statistics, only 4. Social sciences, together 21. So, although we have received 123 for camera-ready submissions, but today's conference we will be able to conduct the proceedings only for 112 abstracts. So this is also a time for me to say thank you for those who are helping me in this task. First of all, I would like to thank the Research Council for picking me as the Chief Editor. Secondly, the Honorable Director of the NIFS, former Director as well as the present Director. Also, my thanks goes to handling editors and reviewers who dedicated their time in reviewing the submitted abstracts. And next, I would like to thank Ms. 𝗬𝗰𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏 for preparing the document, the co-chairs helping in organizing the conference, and the entire YSA membership for their commitment. Also, our non-research divisions have helped us a lot in organizing this conference. With that, I would like to wind my presentation. I wish all our delegates a very pleasant stay and fruitful discussion during the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next, we would like to proceed to the Q&A session of the keynote speech by Professor Dharmadasa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. I'm joining from London. If you have any questions during this 10 minutes, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, because of the silence, Dharme, it's not a question, it's a comment.
Right.
I have been a very enthusiastic witness to your long-standing contribution to our motherland. Our friendships goes to 20 years, forming APSL and all that. So I wish you all the courage to contribute more, and I urge our younger colleagues who have listened to your speech to ask some questions and make use of valuable time. Please, come on, girls and boys. Thanks, Dharme. Nice to see you.
Thank you very much for that comment. I just want to make one update. During the presentation, I said we are working on 4 solar villages now. In fact, after recording this, we secured funding for another solar village in 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗏. So in fact, we are doing 5 more. So the numbers are going up. This is a rapid expansion. We want to make it to a real expansion throughout the country. Hopefully, we could get support from the government as well. Then that way we can contribute to this project.
The silence is dreading me. Dharma, let me ask you a question for their benefit. Tell us what actually motivated you to make this contribution. You have been far away in England for many years, but you never forgot about our beautiful motherland. So what was your pull factors? Why did you want to commit and do all this work which has sustained for over 30 years?
I had an opportunity to come to UK for research, but I never forget my motherland because I benefited from my free education. Because of education I had in Sri Lanka, I am in this position. So I always wanted to do something for the country, give something back to the country. And that was my feelings. And then when I worked in Cardiff and then in British Petroleum, I saw the solar technology is maturing. So I started to promote it. And that promotion work was around here in UK, around schools. Then I started this higher education link program, came to Sri Lanka sometimes once, twice, or 3 times in a year. And during last 34 years, except those 2 years COVID period, I visited Sri Lanka every year. So I wanted to do something with this knowledge. As a researcher for 4 decades, I can see what solar energy can do to especially our countries. And I wanted to do this. So we have freely available energy. Our country is in trouble. We want to help. Otherwise, there is no point of our education.
One last question, Dharma, to the audience, to the younger people. What's your strongest message today for them?
Please get together, and with your knowledge, we are trained in different areas, different subjects. So individually, we are very small people, but we can contribute in our small way. But when we get together, we can convert our country into a gem in the Indian Ocean. So please contribute. That will bring you a lot of happiness in addition to whatever you do for your living. Thank you. Thank you for asking that question, Professor 𝗬𝗂𝗂. I think that happiness will never bring me billions in my bank account. I'll be happy to answer any questions from the audience, if there are any.
The silence only means that they have... Wait.
Thank you for sharing your remarkable work with us today. I would like to know, as young scientists at Emeritus, is there any way that we could volunteer to execute your future plans?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that question clearly. If someone can repeat that question for me, please.
I would like to know, as young scientists at Emeritus, is there any way that we could volunteer to help to execute your future plans?
Yeah, they're asking whether how they can volunteer to help your projects. That's what I understood them.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think what happens is in the future we are planning to expand this project. We also started a community interest company 2 weeks ago because this is mainly to attract external funding because there are a lot of funding around for climate action. So hopefully we can attract more funds, and also we are planning to get the government support. And then we need to select more sites. What we do is, as the number of sites come up, we want to appoint people to coordinate with each village. So for that kind of help, it's very, very important. We are working with all the institutes, 𝗬𝗧, NSF, NIFS. These staff can take the responsibility to communicate with these villagers, because when the numbers grow up, we need to communicate with them, guide them, and monitor those progress and write reports as well. As we do it, we need to publicize for more publicity so that we can replicate widely in the country. I think everybody, especially young scientists, can join us for this program. I think my contact is there, and we work as a team now. Hopefully, in the future, we all can work together. I think everybody's contribution will help to rapidly replicate this project around the country. Thank you for that question.
So I have a question. First of all, thank you so much for your session today. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Sir, my question is, since that you have been in the area of research for well over 3 decades, but I feel like your passion and drive towards the work that you do hasn't changed at all over the three decades that you have been in this industry. As a researcher, how do you keep that passion and how do you keep that motivation to keep going and keep bringing the best of yourself every single day towards the work that you do? I would like to hear that from you.
Thank you very much. In fact, I was working, I taught in universities for 51 years and I retired 2 years ago. My research expands over 4 decades. Why you are working like this? Because you can see as a researcher in that field, you can see the contribution you can make to the world. So when you see that, you continuously expand it, enhance it, and accelerate it. So that is where the energy comes from. Because you can see that if we keep on importing fossil fuel to the country, our bill is huge. So if we go for indigenous energy sources like hydro, wind, solar, biomass, biogas, the country will develop without reducing the import bill, and that kind of contribution encourage you to work continuously in this field. I hope I gave you some idea. That is how you get this energy. Sometimes people ask, Dharme, from where do you get this energy? That motivation comes from yourself within, because you can see the beauty of these renewable energy sources for Sri Lanka, especially for our native country.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your answer.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
If not, we can stop it there. Yes.
Thank you very much, sir, for taking some time off your busy schedule to join us today.
Thank you.
We have received other questions under the 5 themes of our conference. And now to launch the conference proceedings, I would like to invite Prof. Dharmadasa, advisor to the Young Scientists Association. Thank you very much, sir. Now I would like to call up on stage the conference co-chair, Mr. Aravinda Bandara, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Alexa. Good morning, everyone. Chairman of NIFS, Director of NIFS, honored guests, colleagues joining us online, and everyone present here at the Institute. It is both an honor and privilege to deliver the word of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee of 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗧𝗧 2024. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our keynote speaker, Emeritus Professor, Professor I.M. Dharmadasa from the Sheffield Hallam University, United Kingdom, for taking the time out of his busy schedule to share this knowledge and insight with us. Your expertise and valuable contributions have greatly enriched this conference, setting an inspiring tone for our discussion today. And this event would not have been possible without the generous support of our sponsors. I would like to express our sincere appreciation to Microtech Biological Private Limited, Ultra Scientific Private Limited, 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏 Security and Investigations Private Limited, Staff Bus Service at NIFS, and the Microbial Biotechnology Project at NIFS. Your support has played a pivotal role in making this event in a reality. I would also like to extend our gratitude to the Chairman of NIFS, Professor 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏, and the Acting Director of NIFS, Professor 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏, and our former Director, Professor 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏, for their unwavering guidance and encouragement throughout the organizing process. Your leadership has been invaluable to the success of this event. Our sincere thanks also goes to the Secretary of NIFS, Mrs. 𝗬𝗏𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏, and Accountant of NIFS, Mrs. 𝗤𝗂𝗏 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝗏, for providing us with the necessary facilities and ensuring the smooth administrative process. As the co-chair of 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗏 2024, I am deeply grateful to our Editor-in-Chief, Professor 𝗦𝗰𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗏, and the editorial board for their dedicated effort in overseeing the abstract review process. To reviewers, your invaluable feedback and encouragement have ensured the high standard of this conference, and we are truly thankful for your support. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Lakmal Jayaratna, the advisor of Young Scientists Association, for his steadfast guidance and constructive advice. My appreciation goes to the session chairs for their contributions in evaluating and enriching technical sessions. Your efforts are integral to the quality of this conference. Organizing an event of this scale is no easy feat, and it requires months of planning and dedication. I feel privileged to have worked alongside a highly dedicated organizing committee, and I am immensely proud of the enthusiastic and committed team of research assistants and volunteer researchers at NIFS who have worked tirelessly to make this event a success. Special thanks goes to all the scientists at NIFS and to the non-academic staff of NIFS, especially the Science Education and Dissemination Unit and the Computer Division, for their support and cooperation in various capacities. Your unconditional support has been invaluable. Finally, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all the authors and their supervisors for their invaluable contributions. Your submissions have been the cornerstone of this conference. On behalf of the organizing committee, I also wish to congratulate all the presenters for sharing your research finding as 𝗬𝗂𝗂𝗏 2024. Your work is a testament to the spirit of scientific discovery and innovation. Thank you all for being up with us today. I wish you a productive and enjoyable day ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aravinda. This brings us to the end of the inauguration session. Today's conference will be held in the 5 themes as biological sciences, chemical sciences, physical sciences, computer sciences, and social sciences. The technical sessions will commence at 10:35, soon after the tea break. The tea will be served at the lobby area for the scientists and at the cafeteria for the others. Thank you, and we'll join again after the tea break at 10:35. Hope you all have a fruitful day.